Hi everyone, it's Elaine from Anabellas. Welcome to my Friday FlossTube. I'm very happy that you're here this morning. It's a little gray. We're going to get some rain today, which is okay. I've got lots to do in the shop, so I don't mind being inside when it's raining out. I hope that you had a wonderful week, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy that you're here. This channel is primarily about cross stitch and quilting and paper crafting with a little bit of my life thrown in. And if you're returning, thank you for coming back every Friday, for the most part, spending a little bit of time with me. I appreciate it very, very much. I hope that you will look up, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell. That will just let you know when I've uploaded a new video or I have some fun news to share. And it helps us with the algorithms or whatever it is that helps people find us on this FlossTube channel. So thank you so much for being here, everybody. I've got a lot to share with you today. Might be a little bit longer. I'm going to do some quilting reviews of new fabrics and things that are coming in at the end. You don't have to stick around for it, but this might be just a little bit over my normal half-hour time slot that I try to stay within. But let's just jump right into it. I don't have much of a life update because it kind of ties into stitching and paper crafting and all the things I've been doing at home and downstairs in my studios here, but I'll share that with you as we move along. But the first thing I'll show you is a couple new releases from Anabellas. This is the one that I gave you a sneak peek of. It's now done. This is called Ho Ho Ho. I had so much fun designing this at when we had those snow days, and I just want you to see how pretty that iridescent pink fabric is. I keep talking about how I love it. It's my go-to, and I just love these colors. They're so pretty. I just finished it off with a little bit of fabric that I had in stock. We do still have some of this left, some of this red fabric. You'll be able to find it in the Etsy shop. And then there was a coordinating green that we had. I don't see it over there. I think that's sold out. But I just put a little square on the back with a little button. And then I used some of my leftover floss to go ahead and just fill in those buttonholes. And then I had some of this raffia that I triple wrapped around the edges here, and boom, there you go. So just so stinking cute. He's a cutie pie. And there's a Mrs. Santa Claus too, but I don't think I'm going to do her this year. I think I'm going to save her for next year. But how cute, right? So that's Ho Ho Ho. And then let me get this out of the way. And then when I was also at home during the snow days, I designed Merry Stitchmas. So I didn't have time to actually stitch this model up, but I just want you to see how fun it is. So, you know, if you have a stitchy friend that loves Christmas and loves to stitch or to sew or to do any type of needlework, this is kind of a fun little chart. Pretty soft colors, greens and reds, the Christmas greens and reds, a little bit of hot cocoa up at the top. And then I just love our little floss drops here with the little candy canes inside. A little bit of holly, some Christmas balls, or ornaments rather, in our cute little basket. So this can be finished off in a hoop just as shown. It's really cute and quick to do. The stitch count on this is 78 by 74, so it's not big at all. It's less than 5 by 5 fully stitched, and that would be on 16 count. So that's Merry Stitchmas. And then let me show you my progress on a couple of things. So this is a sneak peek of our, what is this? This is a Bella bag that's coming out. And whenever we show you what's going to be in your Bella bag, I kind of try to give you a hint, so that if you are a subscriber either to any of our social media channels or you're a subscriber to our newsletter, the charts are included free. And then the only thing you pay for is the Bella bag itself, which includes your floss, your fabric, your finishing supplies. And I'm actually going to show you November's Bella bag in just a bit, so you'll get to see what the heck I'm talking about. But anyway, I decided to stitch the chart on one big piece of fabric. So I think I showed you this last week. The mittens are done, and then there's 3 more. So I started that. It's coming along nicely. I'll probably get this done over the Thanksgiving holiday, which we'll talk about later. But I don't know, this year I've been really drawn to the blues and the creams and the soft greens rather than the traditional primary bright reds and greens. But I say that, and I think something's going to come along in a minute that disses that. So I worked on that. And then if you're new to my channel and you're not familiar with what my Patreon is, a Patreon is our private community on Patreon, and we design charts for each of our 3 tiers every month. So there's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Tier 3 members get all 3 charts. Tier 2 members get 2 charts. Tier 1 members get 1 chart. So anyway, I was looking at what we've done, and we had our sit and stitch last night. So thank you everybody that was there. I enjoyed our time together. So what was I saying? So I was thinking about what am I going to do for the next month, and I came up with something really pretty. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek right here. I'm going to try to hide it with my hand, just so that you can see how pretty the colors are. Look how pretty. Aren't those pretty? So just started stitching this. Look at my tiny little bee, so cute. There's going to be bees throughout. Well, not a lot of bees. This isn't Be Kind with a B-E-E. This is Be Kind with a B-E. But there's other things that are going to be part of not only the design, but part of the Patreon. So if you want, you can check it out. Like I said, there's 3 tiers, and I almost stabbed myself. You can pick whatever tier you'd like and join us. It's a lot of fun. And we do have sit and stitch. We had one last night. It was kind of fun. Okay. I'm drinking decaf. There's no coffee up there. And don't you love when someone takes the last pod and doesn't tell you you're out of coffee? Not good. So decaf it is. And actually, I can't even tell the difference. Maybe I should switch because, you know, I'm a little high strung. Okay. Now let's see what we have here. Okay, should I show you this stuff next? No, I think I'll wait on that. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you the Bella bag. Then after I do the Bella bag reveal, I'm going to insert a video of all the new arrivals that have come into the shop. I did that last week. Rather than sit here for 20 minutes and hold chart after chart up, I just kind of feel like that's, you know, it's not necessary. You can get a much better peek at the chart itself if I use the entire screen. So I'm going to do that again. If you have any comments on that, don't hesitate to comment below and let me know. Of course, if it's something special or it's something I really think that I want to show you, I will certainly do that. But if it's just paper charts that are coming in, I'm probably just going to insert them on a permanent basis when I do my floss tubes. So let me show you the Bella bag first. Now, full disclosure, if you are a newsletter subscriber or a subscriber to any of our social media platforms, leave. Do not watch this. Your Bella bags went out yesterday or the day before, and I don't want you to be disappointed if you want to be surprised. So I'm giving you fair warning. Go ahead and just pause the video and then maybe scoop ahead 5 minutes, you know, or 3 minutes or what have you. But I do want to go ahead and show this today because we will not be here next week. And I know folks, there's a deadline coming up for the next Bella bag. So I don't want folks to be disappointed that they didn't get to see it before they placed an order. Okay, here we go. See you in a minute. So here's the Bella bag. Look at how cute he is, little reindeer. There's a theme going here. And then they received a Bella bag. Our Bella bags always come in a pink little bag, i.e. Bella bag. And then inside this month, they got lots and lots of goodies. So let me show you everything that's in here. I always show the stupid little postcard, but it's just a way of saying thank you. So this was so much fun. I am in love with it. Okay. So they received 2 charts. These are by Anabellas. There are a number of ways that they can stitch this. Let me show you the featured chart, and then I'll show you the bonus chart. They also receive a lot of other things too. So this is the November Bella bag featured chart. Now again, the sneak peek was put up so that people could see exactly what it is. This is called Christmas in the Woods. And the stitch count on this is 112 by 80. So it finishes it off at about 6 3/4 by 5. So just a fun little stitch. This is a winter stitch, so you don't have to, you know, rush to get this done by Christmas. I wanted to make sure that this Bella bag didn't have anyone feel pressured and put in just Christmas designs. I think we did that last month. Our last, the one that just went out is Christmas themed. This one is kind of winter themed. So here's the bonus chart. This is Christmas in the Woods. I have never seen anything so stinking cute. Look at the little squirrel with his little lantern. We have a bear with a present. We have a rabbit, and then we have a deer. So just like the one that I showed you a few minutes ago that I'm stitching up for winter, this too can be stitched together as one piece. I tied it together right here in the center. Or they can be stitched together individually and made into little dough bow fillers, little ornaments if you want to. Or you can, of course, frame it or put it on a Bella board. We have tray displays that fit this very nicely. So they received this chart as well, their bonus chart. And then let me show you everything else. So here's the floss pack. Get a complete floss pack of all the called for floss. This is enough to do all the designs. I'm going to open up the fabric. So they received the fabric as well as some backings and some other items. So here's the fabric. They also received backing fabric that coordinates just beautifully with the charts. So this backing fabric can be used on the large chart, the featured chart, or it can be used on each of the pillows. So you decide how you want to use the backing fabric. Then if you do use the backing fabric on the featured chart, we went ahead and included a felt square so that if you, with little snowflakes on it, so if you stitch or finish the way I do by putting your cross stitch piece and your finishing fabric right sides together, then stitching, making a small cut in the backing fabric and turning it inside out, you'll need a way to cover that hole in the back. I use Fabric Fusion and just go ahead and adhere the little fabric square. Every month, they also receive needles, so that, and one extra just in case you lose one. So they receive that. This little bag has a few things in it. There is ribbon that you can use to finish off the little smalls if you make them into little ornaments or you just want to decorate them a little bit. And then a couple of buttons, which you can also use on the backs of the pillows. And then this is a little floss drop. It's got a mint, I believe. They always make this so hard for me to open. Oh, so just a little candy. Let it snow. And then I fell in love with this. I don't know, I may just keep this. So here's our little floss drop that coordinates with the charts. And of course, this is the same guy that kind of goes with the bag that everything was shipped in. But just how stinking cute is this? And there's enough cards here for all of the DMC floss that was included. So, you know, when we decided to offer these Bella bags for subscribers, it was just our way of being able to say thank you, you know, on a monthly basis, because even though you may not shop with Anabellas every month, or you may shop with other stores as well, that's okay. You know, we wanted to design something just for you guys on a monthly basis where you got the charts at no cost, both charts are included, and basically the only cost of the Bella bag is the cost for all the finishing supplies. And, you know, all the extra goodies I just showed you. So the next Bella bag, the deadline, which is December, and I showed you a sneak peek of the mittens that I'm stitching. The next Bella bag cuts off on November 30th, or sooner if I run out of supplies. So if you want to order it, go ahead. You can get it on Anabellas.net, or you can get it in the Etsy shop. So there's a couple places for you to get that. Running out of real estate here. So I hope you liked that. It's always fun to kind of show you behind the scenes of what we're working on here at Anabellas. Always thinking about you and how we can bring you a little joy. All right, so that was Bella bag. Now, what I thought I would do is kind of share with you a few things that I've been working on behind the scenes. So it's kind of crafting, you know, do-it-yourself home decor related. So again, if you're not a paper crafter or you're not into do-it-yourself home decor products, you can scoot ahead as well. I will be doing a Riley Blake and a Moda catalog review preview coming up at the end of the video, so you can stick around for that. But let me show you some of the things I've been working on. First, let me show you how excited I am. These are some of the chunky threads that I picked out from Lori Holt in Christmas colors. So upstairs we have an entire room dedicated to Lori because we love her. And we carry all of her chunky threads and have, for over a year now. So the room just sits there. Elaine doesn't go up and pull anything to crochet with. And I decided that I wanted to do something different with my hands sometimes at night when I'm at home rather than cross stitch. So I went ahead and decided to pull the Christmas colors and start making some granny squares. So let me show you the ones I've made so far. So using those 3 colors, I've made quite a few. Some of these are backwards. But look at how cute they are. And what I really like about the chunky thread is the weight. It's a 2. And then I started just solid colors last night. So I kind of like that it's thin. And what I mean by that is if you've ever made a large granny square quilt, so to speak, with heavier yarn, it can be very heavy. And I can't stand heavy blankets on me. So I wanted to make it, using the chunky thread, which tends to be a little bit thinner than some of the others. Look how thin that is. So super thin, and just a really nice weight to do like a lap quilt, which is probably what I'm gonna do with this. I ordered Lori's board. I don't know what it's called. It's a blocking board. I'm sorry, it's called a blocking board. I ordered her blocking board the other day, so I should have it in the next day or so. And if you've never watched her videos, her crochet videos, they're on Fat Quarter Shop. I think they're on Fat Quarter Shop. They're either on Fat Quarter Shop or they're on Lori's channel, but either way, if you search crochet, they come up, and there's Lori crochet 1, 2, and 3. So I watched all 3, and lo and behold, haven't been crocheting for decades, so I didn't know that there was such a thing as a blocking board. So I went ahead and bought the blocking board, and what I'm going to do is I'll do a short video and stick it in somewhere, whether it's social media or whether it's here on the next FlossTube, to show you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do Lori's way, but I'll show you me doing it, of taking each block, and you basically pin it onto the blocking board and you wet it because the yarn is cotton, kind of. I guess it's cotton. And it stretches, and you let it dry overnight, and then you have your pretty much perfect 4-inch blocks. And in order to put them all together, you want them the same size. So, oh, look at that. I'm so excited about it. When we go through the Riley Blake catalog, if they're in there, I'll show you the board. So if you're looking for some chunky thread, these are great Christmas colors, reds, greens, and this like off-white. There's a lot of variations in her reds and greens. So you pick out the ones that you like the most, and then be sure to tag us on Facebook and on Instagram so I can see what you decide to do with your chunky thread, because I'm curious. I'm always curious. Okay, so there's that. Then I did a couple other things. Let me show you what else I did. I made some Christmas cards. This is my favorite. I love this. It looks like a Christmas present, right? So I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you're not familiar with what in the world I'm talking about, you can see the links below if you're interested. So look at how cute that is. So just a fun Christmas card. I did this one. I did this one. And I just love the little pearl brads right there. This is all using Stampin' Up! Products. And then this one I really like. Little snowflakes. Okay, and then paper pumpkin. I know you guys are thinking, what in the world is she talking? What in the world is a paper pumpkin? Okay, so paper pumpkin is kind of like a Bella bag or a Bella box, but it's by Stampin' Up! It's a box. It's a subscription box that you can subscribe to as often or as infrequently as you want. It's $27, and it comes every month, and every month it is loaded with a gazillion things that, and I've mentioned this before, that you don't have to cut. Everything is already done. You just punch it out of the paper that it comes in, and there's an instruction sheet, and look at these stinking little cute Christmas gift card holders. So I made these yesterday. They're so adorable. There's enough in the paper pumpkin kit to make 3 of each. So, you know, my kids are in their mid-30s now. My baby turned 34 last week, my sweet boy, Andrew. And it's just insane. I don't understand where the time went. So no, they get presents, you know, but for the most part, they get gift card presents because we buy for the grandkids like many of us do. So here's the front of this one. And all you do is you assemble the box, which is super easy to assemble. There's no glue. This just all you folds and sticks together just fine. You stamp the back. The stamp comes with it. The only thing that doesn't come with it is a block. So you'll need something to put the stamp on in order to ink it and then place it onto this. But the tags are already cut. And then these tags, I just layered them. These already come cut out. The bow comes cut out. You get a sheet of these pretty red brads, and then the twine comes as well. So super, super easy. So I did that one. And this one is my favorite. This is layered. There's actually 2 round wreaths, one behind the other. It gives it a little bit of color depth. More of the brads. I just stamped Merry Christmas on the back, you know, again, from our house to yours. And I'm going to put some, you know, I don't have 6 kids. I've got 3 kids, but I have, you know, daughter-in-laws, which are like daughters. So everyone's getting one of these this year with some gift cards in it for Christmas. So fun, right? So if you want to learn more about paper pumpkin, or you're kind of thinking that you'd like to get back into paper crafting, but you don't want to make a huge investment, which I don't either. You just want to kind of play with paper and scissors and glue and all the things. Check it out. It's kind of fun. I'll be doing more of those so that you can see them. And then what did I do? I went downstairs and I made 2 things with my Chalk Couture home decor products. The first is this stinking adorable bag. This is a canvas bag that I made to carry all my quilt squares in that I'm making, my granny squares. So all my granny squares are gonna go in here. The ink that I used is called Jolene. It's a really pretty color. Look how pretty that is. And I just took the bag, okay, and I put a mat inside so that the ink didn't go through. Used my squeegee, which I've shown before, and I think I have a video on it. Applied all of the ink with the squeegee, lifted off the stencil, and then I have a Cricut press because I am a paper crafter. So then I took this over to my Cricut and I laid some parchment paper right on the top, completely across the top, put the canvas bag on top of the Cricut mat, and then I took the press and just held it for about 30 seconds in each area until it's sealed. So now this can be washed, this won't fade, you know, and I can carry all my granny squares in it, you know, forever. Well, for Christmas anyway. Then I'll make a different bag. And I haven't had a chance to update my website with my Chalk Couture new releases that have come out, but I went on yesterday very briefly, and if you're thinking about making some canvas bags, they have some wine bags, which would be great Christmas gifts. So gotta think about that too. Always something to think about. Now this is my favorite. This is heavy and big. So then what I did is I wanted to make something. I told you I was gonna be making large Christmas gifts. This is a gift I made for one of my children. It's called Winter Craft Fair. Now the stencil is large. Okay, the board is one of the foundations that we offer here at Anabellas. We are an on-site Chalk Couture retailer, so people can buy the boards right here. But if you're watching and you're not local, you can certainly go to the Chalk Couture site and order the boards, and you'll see them there. So what I did is I laid the large stencil on here, and then I used a variety of Chalk Couture pastes. With canvases and certain foundations, you use inks, but for anything that's wood-based, you use the Chalk Couture pastes. And I started with the blue, and I did all the light baby blue first, and then without lifting the stencil and being very careful, I went back and I did all the areas that I wanted done in red. And then I did the same thing with the espresso, which is the brown, and the same thing with the green, which is pesto. The pink is peony, this is cherry, and the blue, I believe, is called Ocean Mist. But how fun is that? And then when I was done, you don't have to wait. I just took the stencil from the top and I just pulled straight down in one quick flow or movement. And there it is. So how fun. So this can lean, it can be hung. My shoulder. It can lean, it can be hung, you know, however you want, they want to display it, up to them. And what's really fun about the stencils is I could have taken that gigantic stencil and just done something small. I could have even taken my canvas bag and just put craft fair on it or something, you know. You have to be creative, and I hope to bring you more creative ideas as we move forward. Just kind of getting my hands wet with all of this, so it may seem a little bit discombobulated, but I know many of you, like me, dabble in more than just cross stitch. And we have always been about bringing you things that keep you busy and keep you happy and keep you creative. Okay, now let me see what I need to talk to you about. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is let me pause right here. We're at 25 minutes. Let me pause and tell you to take a moment now to sit back, maybe with a pen and a paper in case you want to jot something down. Here are all the newest releases that have come into the shop just this past week. You can go ahead and you know, make a note, maybe share it with a friend if you'd like, or you know, place an order, completely up to you. But these are some of my favorites. So I'll be back in a minute. Weren't those great? Some really, really nice designs. The only thing that I didn't put in there is the Book of Days. So the Book of Days is out. We have it in stock, so you can order it today. And I have a surprise coming for you probably over the next few days that's going to go with the Book of Days. So stay tuned. Make sure you are a subscriber to my newsletter, because that's where I'm going to make the announcement. So I know sometimes I tell you that I only send newsletters out once a week. That is true. But with both Black Friday coming and Cyber Monday coming, you're going to get a second email this week. Please don't unsubscribe, but it's fair warning. There's some things I'm going to want to share with you in that second newsletter. Plus, I want to give you all the deets on the Black Friday sale and the Cyber Monday sale, because I won't be here next week on Friday. I hope you'll indulge me. Okay, now for some big news, if you haven't already seen it. Back to cross stitch. If you don't know already, Anabellas put on a retreat in Colonial Williamsburg with with Paulette from Plum Street Samplers, and it was amazing, of course. And what was really, really fun about it is that the kit that Paulette made up, which everybody received, was absolutely breathtaking. I'm going to go ahead and show you the design right here. This is called Autumn in Williamsburg. It does not do it justice. You can see more close-ups both on the web and on Etsy. Anabellas has the exclusive for this chart for the next year. And what happened is we had some extra kits left over, even after we sent kits to everyone that couldn't attend because they became sick or something came up in their life. Once all those kits went out, we had some extras. Now the kit was the exact kit that Paulette gave to attendees. So let me show you what it is. First of all, it's the amazing chart, which is pretty thick, but I have to tell you what's included in the chart are so many things. She's got special notes about the chart. She has special instructions in here. She has enlarged charts for easy reading. So although it's 16 pages, and I'm just give you a quick flash, you'll have to see that she's enlarged certain areas to make it easy for you when you go to stitch. So don't be intimidated by the number of pages. Just worry about stitching one page at a time. So we do have a stitch along for this. It's going to be in our Anabellas main Facebook group rather than our Colonial Williamsburg group, because that was just for attendees. So we're going to move it over to our large Facebook group, and we invite you to go ahead and join. Link is below, and stitch along with us. So what I thought we would do is we're going to stitch one page at a time, and we're going to start with page 1, and we're going to finish that. And as we're stitching, we want to just finish or stitch, you know, when you take the page, you want to stitch one motif at a time. You know, you don't have to get intimidated by the entire page. And the reason for that is the goal is to have this entire chart done and ready to display by next fall. So we went ahead and sent out the kits, or we didn't send them out. We offered the kits for sale. They sold out in 5 minutes, so I apologize for that. But what they received in the kit from Paulette was all of the classic color works, Weeks dye works, and DMC floss needed to complete the entire chart. Then the called for fabric was by Cedar River Linen. This is in 36 count, and it is a linen. We sent all the people that ordered this, that's already gone out. Then what we decided to do is to offer another kit to the general public. Now, the other kit, which is available now in the Etsy shop, and it's available at anabellas.net, is while supplies last, because we've had so many orders, it's craziness. And I decided I'm going to give it until November 30th for this too. I spoke to Paulette. We're going to cut it off on November 30th, or before then if I run out. So this is what we did. You're going to receive, and it's only a kit, so you're going to receive the complete chart. You're going to receive the exact called for floss, and you're going to receive your choice of linen, Vintage Country Mocha, which is the most exact match we could get. And I put it by Paulette. She agreed it was a really good choice. It can't be 14 count because 14 count will not fit on a fat quarter. It's too big. So starting at 16, 18, 20, no, 16, 18, 25, 32 count Lugana, 32 count linen, 36 count linen, and 40 count Newcastle. So all of that is available. When you go to the Etsy shop, if that's where you choose to make your purchase, it's $3 higher than it is on the website, and that's because of the Etsy fee. So I just want to disclose that in case you're thinking, why is she charging us more? Well, because we get charged a lot to do business on Etsy. So if you go to the website, you'll save, and it's the same thing. You're going to get the same choices. Then what's going to happen is when we cut it off or sell out, if we sell out this week, I'll place my orders with all the distributors right away and with Paulette, or we'll do it right on December 1st if we don't sell out and I just cut it off on the 30th. Then what's going to happen is I've given you a generous shipping window. I've said that you can expect your kit to ship in late December, early January. Now here's the thing, we've already had hundreds of people sign up. So if what happens is we can't get the specialty floss for an extra week or two because we're placing a huge order with Classic Color Works or Weeks Dye Works or with Hoffman, you know, or with Yarn Tree for the fabrics, just know that the shipping window is an estimate. As soon as all of the supplies are in and we assemble the kits, they'll go right out. Hopefully in late December, maybe early January, but please don't shoot the messenger if we get held up because one of the flosses aren't available. So I just want to be really, you know, full disclosure, full transparency on that. We're so excited to bring this to you. And I know the next question all of you have is, when can I buy just the chart? That's coming too. That probably won't be for a couple of months. And then we're just going to offer that, you know, until our exclusive year is up with Paulette. You guys, it is so beautiful. And I am stitching it too. I showed it to everybody last night on our Patreon Sit and Stitch, how much progress I've made. It's a beautiful stitch. And I did start it on the Cedar River, but I got to tell you, even though I could do it, and you know Elaine doesn't stitch on linen, even though I could do it, I had to give myself a little bit of grace, and I did switch to the Vintage Country Mocha 16 count because I don't want to mess it up. You know, it's my first huge piece that I've done in many, many years, and I'm in love with it. So I know that no matter how careful I am, I'm going to make a mistake. And as far as Cedar River linen, the reason that we're not offering this is the shipping window. It's like 10 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever it is, it's fine, but we didn't want to wait that long to get the fabric and hold up the kits. So that's why we went with the Vintage Country Mocha, with Paulette's blessing, which is always important. My puppies just got here, so let me get crazy from it. Hello, puppies. What I also wanted to show you, with the kit that they got at the retreat from Paulette, she also designed these thread cards, right? So look at those. Aren't those pretty? So I think there's 13 here. They don't have a hole, but these also came in the kit that the few people that were able to order it, that sold out in 5 minutes, that's what they got, too. That was included. So let me put this back so that my team doesn't yell at me, because I think this kit is actually sold. So I have to make sure, this was the last one. I saved it to show you, but this actually has to be shipped out to the last person who ordered it. So let me make sure I take good care of that. Hey, puppies. Okay, so this is somebody's kit. It's on the way today, on Friday. Hello, babies. I know. Hello. Okay, go play. Go, go. Okay, now, did that. Okay, did the Bella bag. We're good. Let me see if I have any shop news, and then I'll let you go if you're a cross stitcher and you're not into quilting. But if you want to sit around and just sit and stitch and look at some beautiful fabrics that you can pair with your cross stitch designs for finishing. And we have some beautiful new cross stitch colorways coming from many of these collections from Anabellas Needlework, so stay tuned. Okay, so let me scroll down. Craft Corner, showed you that. Moda and Riley Blake, I'm going to show you that, and then we'll do Happy Mail. Okay, so right now I am going to just pause once again. You know what, let me not pause. Let me do Happy Mail and everything right here, and this way I don't have to splice the video, and I can just do my farewell, and then at the end of that farewell, I'll go ahead and show you all the fabrics and everything. Okay, so let's do Happy Mail first. Happy Mail, last week, what's Happy Mail? Happy Mail is our way of saying thank you for being a subscriber, ringing the notification bell, commenting on the question posed, liking the video, being over the age of 18 so I can ask for your mailing address, and being, you know, someone that's important to us. So if I call your name, you answered the question, you did all of those things, send an email to me at anabellashop@gmail.com. I will get some Happy Mail right out to you. And last week's question was, tell me about what your Thanksgiving plans are. No, that's this week's question. Last week's question was, when do you start decorating for Christmas? And I was surprised how many of you have already started. I feel guilty. I haven't started yet, but definitely over Thanksgiving, we'll decorate. So if I call your name, get that email to me. Winners are Jean Ellen Henry, Peg C52, Kimberly L 1958, Natalie Buckner, Deborah Kemp 1840, and Laura Morris 3345. So thank you very much, ladies. This week's question is, okay, and I ask this every year, but I'm going to switch it up a bit. So every year I ask you, what are your Thanksgiving plans? And of course I want to know that. But I also want to know either, what is your favorite Thanksgiving memory of all time? Or what are you most thankful for this year? It's been a tough year for a lot of folks. So maybe you just want to answer that question. I would love to see what you have to say. I want to just tell you that as we head into Thanksgiving, how truly grateful I am for each and every one of you. This stitching community brings so much joy to my life, and I am so happy that you're a part of our little corner of the world, and that you show so much kindness to all of us here at Anabellas in what can be sometimes a very unkind place to be in the world right now. This Thanksgiving, I hope that you get to spend the holidays with the people that you love the most, that you get to have new memories created, great food, lots of stitching time, from Terry and I and all of us here at Anabellas. Happy Thanksgiving, my friends. I'm so grateful for all of you. Until I see you the week after next, be happy, be well, and most of all, be kind. Hi everybody, thanks for sticking with me. I thought that I would go ahead and do this today because I've been pretty neglectful in getting this shared with all of you. And there are so many beautiful fabrics and collections from some of your favorite quilting fabric designers. We've gone ahead and put almost everything that I'm going to show you is already listed in the Etsy shop. We are not listing pre-cuts or notions on the website quite yet. It's just too much to handle as far as the number of designs that we're going to be carrying, collections. So let me go ahead and start with Riley Blake. This is the Riley Blake catalog. I'm going to go through the catalog first, just very briefly, and then I'm going to show you the large books I have here so that you can get a really nice close-up, and then we'll go through Moda. So the first thing I want to point out is that everything I'm showing you here is not going to be shipped until June through August of 2026. And you're thinking, why is she showing it? The reason that I'm showing it is that Anabella specializes in carrying pre-cuts. So many of the fabrics we carry, because we are a cross-stitch store as well and a crafting shop, a lot of our customers don't want fabric by the yard when they're doing finishing. They like to make small projects. They, use fat quarter bundles. They use layer cakes, charm packs, jelly rolls. So although there are some collections I'm going to show you where we will carry fabric by the bolt and sell it to you by the yard and half yard, for the most part, we've listened to our customers, and pre-cuts seem to be where your heart is. So let me show you some of these items that we are getting into the shop. Now, we're not carrying every single thing in the catalog. So the first here is Gingerbread. This is by J. Wecker Frisch. Now, the cutoff for this is January, so you do have some time to place your orders. I'll show you the large catalog in just a minute. Look at that. Isn't that neat? I'll show you that in a second. Then we have Evergreen Wishes. That is going to be by Tracy Reed. We have Christmas Time by Danny Mogstad. We have this beautiful collection, Northern Christmas by Teresa Kogut, and I do believe we're going to be carrying the entire collection on that. We have Bountiful by Sandy Gervais, beautiful fall collection. Let's see what else we have here. Flamingo Toes, Cozy Autumn. What else do we have? Baked with Love by Lori Holt. This is a very, very beautiful new release by Lori. I can't wait to show it to you. There's so many things here. It's just silly stuff. So you'll appreciate it in just a minute. Let me see what else. Oh, and then we have by Lori Whitlock, we have A Perfect Winter. Look at how pretty these colors are. So let me go ahead and show you now the large photos so that you can actually see what's entailed. So this is Gingerbread, and again, this is by J. Wicker Fresh, and I may not be saying that correctly. This ships in June. No, yes, this ships in June, and the last call, meaning the last time Anabellas can place our order, is January 1st. So go ahead and get those pre-orders in. I'd hate for you to miss out. This kind of just shows you what the different fabrics are in the collection. This is her flour sack. This is a large panel. We will be carrying that. This is a medium panel. Then she has... This is all kind of, this gives you a closer look at the details in her art. Just stunning. I just wanted you to look at the gumdrops. Do you remember those? I used to love gumdrops. Just beautiful, beautiful colors. And this is fat quarters, layer cakes, charm packs, jelly rolls, and any of the panels that she offers. And then this is her quilt. We will be carrying the quilt patterns. In the back, of course, will of course tell you everything that you need as far as your backing and your binding. Now, this is Cozy Autumn by Beverly from Flamingo Toes. Last call on this is also in January, so this will ship to you in June. Look at how stunning these colors are, you guys. Just beautiful. This says, let me see what it says. Each one says something different, and there's only a few sayings on some of the pattern, on some of the fabrics, so it doesn't overwhelm. Here is her wide backs. We don't carry wide backs, but it gives you a pretty picture of some of the colors. And then she has Citrus and Posies. She has Echo Star, so we'll be carrying that. This one is a charm pack and layer cake friendly. And this is a roly-poly and a charm pack friendly, or a 5-inch stacker, as Riley Blake calls it. And then here we have her beautiful Cozy Autumn quilt made with pumpkins. I love that. This is going to be fat quarter friendly, so you'll be able to just grab a fat quarter. Same here with Fall in Love. You have a fat quarter friendly project, and then her Soapless Table Runner is just a charm pack. So lots of pretty things coming your way from Beverly from Flamingo Toes. Now, Danny Mogstead, I really fell in love with this. This is called Christmas Time. Again, this will be a June delivery. Look at how pretty he is. It's kind of like a traditional vintage Santa. You can see here the selvage, you know, how, the selvage is here. You can see here how, what the Santas look like on a big piece of fabric. This is kind of amazing. Look at the little sleds. She's got some gorgeous, gorgeous reindeer. These Christmas colors remind me perfectly of the Lori Holt threads, the chunky threads that I just used. So look at how pretty that all goes together. Always looking for ways of tying things together for you. And then there are some coordinating basics. We probably will carry some of the basics for this collection because I know it's going to be really popular. Now here is her coming to town panel. This is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Fantastic. If you're new to quilting or you're a beginning quilter, you know, panels are really easy ways for you to create a quilt quickly and easily. We'll be selling this so that you can grab a panel if you'd like to give that a try. My personal way of doing panel quilts is I use a jelly roll to do my binding and my borders, and then I just get the required yardage for the backing. Then here is Sleigh Bells Ring. This is a pattern by Coach House Designs, but it is using Christmas time fabric. Then here's an example of that panel finished. Let me lift this up so you can see it. So look how pretty that panel looks fully finished, right? So nice. And then she does have a table runner here as well. And that pattern was designed by Beverly from Flamingo Toes. And then Merry Memories, that is a quilt. It'll end up 78 by 78 inches. It is by Wendy Shepard, and she designed it using, of course, the Christmas time fabrics. And then here again is the pretty Santas. Love it. Okay, Northern Christmas by Teresa Kogut. As a woman who lives in the woods, I fell in love with this the minute I saw it. So we're gonna go ahead and carry Fabric by the Yard on this collection, as well as all of the pre-cuts. Now this also ships in June to you. Last call is January 1st. So go ahead and check this out. It is just beautiful. Just look at how pretty her fabrics are, and these designs are just stunning. I love it. I literally fell in love with it. Oh my gosh, I hadn't seen this one before. Let me show it to you. Look at the little mice. Aren't they so cute? I'll give you a little close-up. Just gorgeous. She always amazes me. As an artist, she's just knocks it out of the park every time. Can't wait. Can't wait to share all this with you. And look at the mice on the black. Aren't they cute? So precious. So let me see what kind of goodies she's offering this time around. Okay, so here's the panel. I think I've ordered 2 or 3 bolts, or maybe 6 bolts of the panels. The panels come 10 to a bolt, so I have to order a lot of bolts to meet the needs of everybody. Not to worry though, you can go ahead and order it. You won't miss out. I'll be sure to make sure that you have that. Now, this is the quilt that the Riley Blake designers actually designed using Teresa's fabric collection. So the free pattern for this will be on Riley Blake's website in June. So you don't have to buy it. You can just go to the website and receive the pattern for free, which is kind of fun. And then all of the, you need like a half a yard of 2 colors, and then 1/8 of a yard, 1/4 of a yard, you know, for your additional fabrics, and then 2 yards for backing. So you'll be able to get all of that right here at Anabellas. Maybe we'll do this together, we'll see. Okay, now Sandy Gervais designed Frosty for this collection. This is 5-inch stacker or charm pack friendly. Look at how adorable. And then Jingle Brigade was designed by Yellow Umbrella Quilts. So that's fun, and that's a 10-inch stacker. So there's so many things that you can do with pre-cuts. Sometimes just having a visual like this kind of gets your creative juices flowing. And then Legacy, this was designed by Primrose Cottage. So this, the pattern was, not the fabric. So Primrose designed these stars, and this is also going to be fat quarter friendly. So you'll be able to buy both the Primrose pattern and the Teresa Kogut fat quarters right here at Anabellas, so that you can make this beautiful quilt. And then here's just another example of the fabrics and the beautiful motifs designed by Teresa. They're just beautiful. Very excited about this. It's going to be fun. Then we have Bountiful by Sandy Gervais, another great fall collection. This is shipping to you in June. Lots of pretty colors, bright, bright sunflowers. Look at how bright they are. I love it on the chocolate brown. Here we have more looks at the entire collection. You can see how pretty all of these colors come together. She's got her cream mane, green mane, and mocha mane. I really like that, and I'm really enjoying this green mane. It's like an olive green, but it's very soft. It ties in so much to the pretty sunflowers. I love those yellows. They're like a mustard. Very pretty. Actually, butterscotch would be a better word, I guess. Okay, and then here, this is the panel. So look at how nice this panel is. This is called Thanksgiving Greetings. So figure you get this in June, and you have this ready to go next Thanksgiving to display in your home or gift to a friend. This is the panel with the pillow. So I don't know if you can see that, but the panel here, that big panel, there'll also be a bonus of a little pillow. I think actually the pillow is going to be free on Riley Blake's website in June. So you'll be able to pull that and design that or sew that. Then we have Tapestry. This is a fat quarter friendly quilt. It's beautiful. And then this is going to be Bountiful. Bountiful is 5-inch stacker friendly. And then she will have a table runner quilt kit. I don't know if we're going to be carrying that, but she does create beautiful table runner patterns, and the boxes they come in are lovely. And then last but not least, this is Autumn Hues, designed by Pieces from My Heart. We will have this quilt pattern. This finishes it off at 41 by 41 inches. And there's the colors again. It's really, really pretty stuff. Talk to you about this in a second. Not ready for that yet. This is a perfect winter. This is the one I just mentioned when we were flipping through the catalog that I really, really fell in love with. I don't know what it is. This year I've just been really enjoying pairing blues with reds and grays and other colors, as you can see from my cross stitch designing. Now this comes in July. Last call for this is February. Look at the polar bears. They're so cute. And then of course there's some reindeer. And look at the reindeer. He has his little hat on, his ski hat. But you can see there's some words. Powder is the color. She's got some stripes, some plaids. Just really, really beautiful collection. And then here we have some navies. Love that. This is a navy plaid. She's got some stripes, navy text. The text is all, you know, winter themed. You have winter, a blizzard, bundle up. And then again here in the powder, she's got pretty reds, pretty red plaids. Just really a beautiful collection. Lots of things you can do with that. One of which is to grab a panel like we just talked about and go ahead and just, you know, get those borders on there, get the binding on there, get the backing on there, and boom, you're done. But look at this one. How cute is this? This is called Mod Mugs. This is by A Bright Corner. They designed this quilt pattern using this beautiful Perfect Winter collection. So there you go. This is a fat quarter friendly, so you'll be able to grab your fat quarter. And then here, this is the panel quilt. So this will be a free pattern on Riley Blake's website. That will be in July. So you can check back in July to get that free panel. And then Inca's Treasures designed the table runner, just adorable. And that is 5-inch stacker friendly. So super duper easy. And then last but not least, this is sweater season. This beautiful quilt pattern was designed by Jennifer Long of Sew a Story. Just lovely. It's gonna be pretty big at 74 by 91 1/4, but it will be beautiful when it's complete. And then here you go, one more look at the beautiful little, cute little reindeer with their little snow hats on and all of the polar bears and snowmen. So stay tuned for that. Now, let me have a major sip of water because my throat is dry. We still have Riley Blake to do. I'm sorry, we still have Moda to do, but let me get started with this. Okay. Baked with Love, you've heard me say it before. Adore Lori. I think she is probably, you know, one of my favorite designers when it comes to both fabrics, cross stitch, and notions. Let me take you through this. Don't get overwhelmed. There's a lot to see, but we'll go through it together. Okay, I gotta get rid of this water. I'm gonna spill it. Let me put it over there. Okay, so let me just open this up so that you can get a nice view of the colorways, okay? So I'm trying to not be too jumpy here, but I do want you to have a chance to actually see all of these beautiful colors that are in this Baked with Love collection. Now, when it comes to the, I don't know if it's the Fat 8th bundles or which bundle it is. It's not the Charm Packs. I'm pretty sure it's the Fat 8th bundles. She's gonna have two. She's gonna have the regular collection, and then she's gonna have the Baked with Love backgrounds. So you'll be able to pick and choose. If you like the Baked with Love backgrounds, you'll be able to grab that pre-cut bundle, okay? We're not gonna carry the home deck. That's the only thing that we're probably not going to carry. Then, or in the wide backs, we're not gonna carry the wide backs. But here is the Baked with Love homemade pie. This is a quilt kit. You have to see how adorable this is, and you're going to get the quilt kit in that box that looks like an oven. How adorable. You'll also need this pie ruler, which we'll have in the shop, so just be aware. Now this collector box is pretty large. It's like 13 by 13. So it's, you know, it's not little, but it is a collector's box. And you know, they do notate that you're going to go ahead and need this pie runner. As you can see from the design of Lori's quilt, that's going to be necessary in order for you to make those shapes. But it should be easy peasy. And Lori always does amazing videos that you can follow. Next is her pumpkin spice table runner. This also comes in a fun box. It comes in that little recipe box. And we not only are going to sell the recipe box, but we also have the Baked with Love recipe notebook. And this does include a recipe by Lori. So how fun, you're getting one of Lori Holt's recipes in the recipe box. Now, had a lot of questions about this so far. This is Lori's Thanksgiving at Grandma's sew-along. Now, Lori usually does these sew-alongs, and you follow along and you know, do that with her. It is huge. It's 80.5 by 96.5. Awful lot of fabric requirements. You're going to need a lot. So we're not kitting this up. Because we're not going to be carrying fabric by the yard in this collection, but I did want to make sure that you got to see this so that you are thinking ahead to completing this quilt by participating in the sew along. Now, if you are not part of our Lori Holt Sew and Stitch Along Facebook group, please join. That is where we will have all of the information, not only on this collection, but we have a huge community. I think we have 33,000 people that are in the community. You'll never find a better place to get some wonderful inspiration and come together with other folks that just love Lori so much. Now, the quilt along is to begin September 28th of 2026, the day before my birthday. It'll be on Lori's blog and on her YouTube channel. So you're not going to be left to your own devices to complete this. You're going to do this right along with Lori. Now, there are notions that she does recommend, and we do carry all of the notions, or will carry all of the notions required for this in the Etsy shop, okay? So already in the Etsy shop, everything that is here, you can go ahead and order. That includes the Sew Simple shapes, it includes all of the templates, it includes the trims, it includes her new turner. Just absolutely feel free to go into that and check that all out. Now, here is the Geese in the Pumpkin Patch by Lori. This is a beautiful quilt. We have the Sew Simple shapes, which are required, and then of course we will have the quilt pattern as well. So you'll be able to, you know, start creating that. And then this is my favorite. This is her Bountiful Blessings mini quilt. I'm probably gonna make this. This finishes off at about 24.5 by 28. So I feel it's manageable for me with my time. You know, it's just hard for me to do these big sew-alongs. I just don't have the time, unfortunately. But it also does call for the Bountiful Blessings Sew Simple shapes. So you'll be able to find that as well. Then her cornucopia is right here. Just another stunning chart by Lori, or a pattern rather. And this finishes off at 69.5 by 86. Here we have some more table runners by Lori. The Yes You Can, the Acorn Love, and the Good Morning mugs. These are already available. They're they're 5-inch stacker friendly. And then here we go. Last is Granny's Teapot. This is a layer cake friendly. This is also available to pre-order. And then she will have some hot pads. So can you imagine the time and the effort and the love that she puts into this? Let me see if there's anything. Here's what the aprons look like. So we'll be carrying those. You'll be able to, these come in a panel, but we will be carrying the home deck apron panel so that you can do that. Now, these are the notions. I'm going to show you these only because that other book that I just showed you, you didn't get a lot of close-ups. Unless I say otherwise, everything you see here is already listed in the Etsy shop, and you can go ahead and check it out. Here is her baseball cap. It's a leather patch baseball cap. This is really popular. It's one size fits all. Her puzzles are always a lot of fun. This finishes at 18 by 24. I know you may be thinking, you know, ahead, but a lot of these notions, if you have a friend that loves Lori Holt, these make great gifts, whether they're birthday gifts or Christmas gifts. Here are her Baked with Love mugs. And then look at how pretty each of these little enamel charms are. She has her hot pad charm, she has her apron charm, and then look at the slice of pie with a little dollop of whipped cream on top. I love that. And then look at this. This is her scissor minder. Now Lori's scissor minders are not little. They're 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. So these are for scissors. You can use it as a needle minder. What I find though is my needles get pulled to the back because of the strength, but it is meant to be a scissor minder. And then she's got this nice Baked with Love pumpkin leather keychain, which is really, really pretty. I have every mechanical pencil she's ever put out, and I'll already have these. I love these Busy Bee pencils. So there's that. Now, the only thing I'm not carrying is I'm not going to carry the design boards just because they change out every collection, and we'd have design boards coming out of here, you know what. But here's the washi tape. We do have that. I already mentioned the recipe book right here. It's hard for me to hold this. This recipe book that includes a recipe from Lori. The Baked with Love binder. We're not going to be carrying the rolling pin. It's too hard to ship. And then here are all of the shapes we're going to be carrying. They're all listed right now. Her vinyl project bags are always super, super popular, as well as her totes. And you will be able to order the spatula set. Now here is a new design on her stitchy readers. Now I wear these every day when I stitch. You know, I love them. They go right over my glasses that you see me wear. My glasses have bifocals, invisible bifocals in the bottom, but when I'm stitching on higher count fabrics, I slap on a pair of these stitchy readers, and boy, oh boy, it makes cross-stitching a breeze. We have these so handy little stickers. These help you label your quilt block pieces as you're quilting. And then this is her So Simple Shaper. This helps with shaping the applique pieces. We're not going to carry the cute cuts, but we do carry and will carry all of the vintage trim. Now we're carrying the small vintage trim in rickrack. Well, it's rickrack, but it's called vintage trim. We're carrying it in all 3 colors. So you have olive, you have autumn, and you have some bias tape down below. You have the schoolhouse bias tape, sea glass, olive, and then the adorable Autumn Blessings bias tape. So you can order all of this now. It's all in the shop. Here is the runner. Again, this is the Quilt Seeds runner. Lori has these quilt seeds. They're really fun. We carry all 8 of the Quilt Seeds chart, so you'll need all 8 of those Quilt Seeds packets in order to complete the quilt as shown. Now, there are folks in our Lori Holt group that don't do this. They just buy the quilt seeds and they create something on their own, and we encourage that. So on the Etsy shop, when you go, each quilt seed packet that is listed for sale also is going to have the accompanying fabric requirements. I believe I took a photo of each and put it there for you, so it's easy for you to refer to. Here is that Thanksgiving row quilt again, which I showed you earlier. This is Mixing It Up Quilt and Table Runner. This is a 10-inch stacker friendly. Then we have Grandma's Apron and Table Runner. And then we have Grandma's, oh, that's the same thing, just a different view. No, is that the same thing? This is a quilt and runner. And this is a quilt and runner. They're called the same thing. Oh, because this one, I don't know. Just don't listen to me. Just look at the picture. And then her 1-yard apron. That's crazy. Okay, and there is her gratitude quilt. Just amazing. So you guys, look at the back, pretty. Amazing things coming from Lori. Now what I wanted to talk to you about is something fun and exciting. This is going to be something new to Anabellas that we're bringing to you strictly because Riley Blake Designs is now offering wool. So a lot of you do enjoy wool applique. This is the catalog that we just received, and these are the colors of the wool that we'll be carrying in the shop. Now, it's a 12-month wool program. It's by Calico Patch Designs, and you will be able to complete one 10x11 wool wood hanging each month for 12 months. The designs are created by Vicki McCarty of Calico Patch Designs, and there'll be 6 kits in total. Is that right? no, there's 12, it's a 12-month wool program. So let me show you what each month is. This is, the cardinal is January. February is the pretty envelope. March is the little quilt shop house. April is spring showers. May is mother's love. June is fresh strawberries. July is the heart of America. August is quilter's pride. September is fall friend. October is perfect moon. November is grateful harvest. And look at December, it's adorable. It's Mrs. Gingerbread, Mr. and Mrs. Gingerbread. So I hope that you'll consider participating. What I'm probably going to do on this is do a shout out and ask you to complete just a quick form and let me know if you're interested, so that I just get a better idea if I should move forward with this. I think it's going to be great. I'm going to be doing it. We're going to do it together in our group. But if you do love Will Applique and you'd love to create, this is a perfect way to dive in for the entire year and make something pretty for your home. We'll also be carrying all the thread balls. So I'll go ahead and put the link below. Go ahead and just let me know. You don't have to give me a lot of information. Just raise your hand and say, yeah, this sounds good. Send me more information. And then when we're ready to launch it, I will get that all out to you. Okay. I'm going to pause for just a minute, have a little bit of breakfast, and then I'll be right back and we'll go through the Moda catalog. See you in a minute. Okay, I feel better. I had to eat a little bit. Okay, this is the Moda catalog. This came out, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And these items ship in June, April, May, and June. Well, just one ships in April, so basically May and June. So let me go through this and just show you what we're going to be carrying here at Anabellas. There's already been 2 cutoff dates. Let me do this. Let me tear this out. It's easier for me to reference what I'm carrying here. Bunny Hill Designs and Camille Rose Kelly, a cat named Stitch. Those we've already placed our pre-orders. So True Love by Lila Boutique. Let me make sure if I'm carrying that. Yes. Okay, so the first collection I want to show you is called True Love. This is by Lila Boutique. Really pretty blues and greens. This arrives in May. She does have some wide backs. We're not going to be carrying that. There is a collector's tin with this pre-cut pattern. So it's really cute. It's called True Love Collectible Tin. Here is some of the quilt patterns that you'll be able to purchase. And where's the, oh, here we go. I knew I was missing something. Here are the beautiful fabrics. Aren't those nice? I love this. This is my favorite. Pretty daisies. I might do a cross stitch colorway with this. Okay, so that's True Love. Fruit salad, we're not carrying that. Let me see. I should have these turned back, but I don't. Okay. Cat named Stitch is adorable, but the pre-orders have passed. That's passed. Okay, next we have Summer's End by Fig Tree. Now, this is a May delivery, so this will ship to you in May. Lots of pretty pinks. She's got some pretty oranges and golds, lime greens, and all of the pre-cuts, like I said, you can pre-order now. All the quilt patterns. And then Windfall is by Fancy That Design. I really liked this when I saw it. This is coming in, let me see, Windfall. This is a June delivery. So let me see if I can give you a close-up look at some of the pretty artwork on these fabrics. Isn't that nice? I love these ball jars. There is going to be a panel. So that is the panel. And there is a tea towel set. There are the tea towels. Flannel Season by Kansas Troubles Quilters. Love this. This is the fabrics. They always do such a nice job. Now these are cotton fabrics, not to be confused. It's just called Flannel Season, but these are cotton prints. Here are some of the quilt patterns. Okay, Purrs and Booze. This is Coven by Robin Pickens. I think I've already mentioned this somewhere on social media. Probably because I believe the cross stitch designs that accompany this are going to come out sooner rather than later. So don't let the word coven scare you, okay? This is just beautiful, beautiful colors. Look at these colors. The flowers. It's just gorgeous. So she's got some really beautiful oranges and navies paired with soft grays and blacks. And then here is the panel. Hope you can see that. So that is phenomenal. And then each of these are cross stitch patterns. So you have this adorable little witch called Garden Spells. You have Rosy Dreams with the little house and the beautiful flowers. And then you have Visitor to the Garden, which is the crow sitting among the flowers. So these patterns, I believe, release earlier than the pre-cuts. So if you go to the Etsy shop and read about it, it'll tell you when each of these three come out. I want to say December, but don't quote me on that. And then, of course, you know, she does have a kit that will be available. Snow Time is by me and my sister designs. These are the colors we were talking about earlier, right? The nice, bright, vivid, classic colors for Christmas. Here is the collection. I love the snow globe fabric where the snowmen are inside the snow globe. Of course, it comes with the red backing and the white backings. Lots of options in this collection to make any of these quilts. The quilt patterns will be available. Oh, look, ho, ho, ho. That looks like the pillow I just made. And no, I did not get my inspiration from that. Oh, but now that I'm looking at it, I may have to make the quilt and pair it with the pillow, huh? How smart. Gingerbread Lane, did I list that? I don't know if I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. Gingerbread Lane is by Kylie's Quilt Room. And I kind of was drawn to this because it's different than what I've showed you so far, right? The colors are different. The motifs are different. I just really, really was drawn to this. Look at the ornament fabrics. The ornament fabric. There's some wreaths, some holly. This has some candy canes mixed in. I just thought there's so much you can do with this collection. So be sure to check this out. And then look at the pretty hunter greens. Just a different vibe as far as Christmas. But look at, this is what gives you a nice idea of how it looks all paired together on a completed project. So we'll carry that. Holiday Cheer by Stacy S. Sue. I don't know how to say her name. I apologize. I destroy it every single time. Love this. Just love it. Look at these little dolls. If you have a little one, a grandchild or a child or a friend, how adorable would these little things make? This is a May delivery, so you'll have plenty of time to receive it in May. Absolutely in love with these plaids. I think they are just stunning. And then I'm a real vintage sort of person. I love anything old-fashioned. So there you go. Look at those Santas. I just love it. So many fun things in this collection. I love this fabric. Here is the panel. Really nice. And then you can see what the panel looks like for the dolls. Not hard at all. Give you a closer look at that. So instructions provided. And then again, this just shows you what finished quilts look like when made with those fabrics. Can't go wrong. Candlelight Christmas by Three Sisters is stunning as well. Each design evokes the simple joys of the season. That's something that they have shared with us. Here are the fabrics. Really pretty. I love that. Whoa, what in the world is that? Oh, that's with a fabric. There you go. Terry's down there yelling at my poor dog. Love this quilt. Lavender Lane. I love all of those quilts. Look at the lanterns. Riley Blake does, I mean, Moda doesn't give you the big boards like Riley Blake does. I have to say, I favor Riley Blake as far as a shop owner. It makes it so much easier to show you everything than holding up this catalog. Poinsettia and Pear by Sherry and Chelsea. This is going to be very popular. They always are. This is a May delivery. Look at how pretty those colors are. So pretty. Great summer quilts. Great ideas for summer. And then of course she's got some trees in there as well. And then Sweetwater has a new collection coming out called Chili. It just shows you some stars that were made. These are some of the fabrics. And here are all of the fabrics. Be a nice peek at these. Here is a little tote that was made with that fabric. And then some ornaments. And then of course you'll have patterns as well. Merrily on High is by Sweetwater. Road Designs. Pinks and greens. Very, very nice. Here's the collection. Love those colors. Love the pink poinsettias. This one's pretty too. This one has little gingerbread and cookies and candy canes. And it's, of course, different backings. So you see the different colored backing fabrics. Here's a panel. Tea towels, drawstring bags, and a collector series tin that will have a quilt kit. More quilt patterns. And I think, oh no, we have Deb Snow, When Snow Falls. It's got my favorite buddy in here. Pretty little cardinal. Why am I having such a hard time with this? Okay, let me get that flat. So look at how pretty those cardinals are. You know Elaine's gonna have a fat quarter of this going home. Love the mittens. I'm sorry this is so hard to show you like this. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so here are the panels. We're gonna have both, so you can get both the cream or the black. Again, this is a June delivery. And then here's the panel to make the stockings. And then here is a cross stitch pattern, which really is more embroidery than cross stitch, I would say, but that's just me. So we'll have that as well. And then I want you to see some of the patterns that are available. Very, very nice. Okay, and then I think this is last. Yeah, this is going to be the last one. Primitive Gatherings. They did Joyful Gatherings this year. Next year, Lisa is releasing Joyful Gatherings 2. So here are the fabrics. And look at the motifs. So that's a panel. You'll be able to make a quilt panel with that. So very nice. Blocks are 7 by 7. And then there's going to be a Joyful Gatherings 2 book which I missed somehow. So let me go ahead and order that. Make a note of this to order this right away. So all of these patterns are going to be included in the book. So at least you can get a look right now of what quilt patterns will be included. And we're not doing that. That's metallic. So that's it. I just wanted to share everything with you. Please don't forget to give me a heads up as to whether you'd like to participate or get more information anyway when we're ready to launch the new monthly wool kits with Riley Blake. If you have any questions, of course, you can always send me an email to anabellashop@gmail.com. I will get right back to you. Thanks so much for sticking with me for this very long video today. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later.